most dudes who on they square and pursuing their business and walking in there and what they supposed to, them is not asking your body count.
So you saying body count doesn't matter to a real man?
Body count.
There's a lot of hoop earrings in that audience, just saying.
Matters to dudes who not in the count. Ooh.
This is gaslighting. This is the gaslighting, not only of himself, but the women here just, yeah, you go, king. Because it plays to that audience much in the same way that this plays to another audience, to a white audience, I guess. Exactly the same way.
Oh, Lord. No, we didn't.
This has been tonight's conversation.
That's what I'm saying. I've never met a man who's had the, and ladies, I'm not saying it's like y'all easy. I've never met a man who had the ability to actually be with the woman that he wanted. Because most dudes with the women they got access to, not the women they want. I don't know a lot of men who with the women they want, who be worried about who else she. I got money. I know the spots. I can take you wherever the rest of them niggas take you. I'm confident in what I got. I'm not worried about who else you with.
Okay. This guy, and I don't know who the dude is. I forget who gave me this, who sent me this. This dude right here is the antithesis of Adam 22. This is like the nemesis. Like this is why shit like this is why when Adam allows his wife to go fuck on browsers or whatever it is, this is why he feels like he's in. This guy is secure. You should be secure. It doesn't matter what her body count was, because if you're a real man, you won't think about that. You're on your game. You're on your bag. You're on your everything else. Well, how come if that's the case, it seems to me that Adam 22 is very much on his game, has his bag, can fuck other chicks for sure, knows all the spots, and has a wife such as it is, and gets weirded out and is asking Destiny for advice or relating the fact that he feels a little like this ain't fucking right. There's not like other dudes, my woman. I wonder how he'd be okay. Okay, so where do you draw the line? Well, a real man doesn't ask you what your body count is. He doesn't care because he's on his game, right? Okay, well, what if she's fucking other guys? What if she's advertising herself on Instagram or OnlyFans when you meet her, and that's how she makes her money? And yet, are you insecure in your masculinity because you have a problem with that? Or are you more secure in your masculinity because you're like, that's all right, I don't care if like other dudes fuck her on OnlyFans? These are the questions we have to answer right now. But I want to pull one more thing out here. Okay, I'm going to let him finish real quick because I got to come up to this.
Only a dude who not on his square is worried about community.
Okay, community property.
I don't roll in the
right ladies to dry yourselves up with.
Respect.
So all these girls should be wet in the panties, because men shouldn't care what your body count is, because they'll be real men and secure in their masculinity if they don't care if you've got 300 or you got 30 or 3 or whatever it is. And you're weirded out, and there's something wrong with you in your masculinity if you have a problem with that. Now, the reason why this is such a popular topic right now, and the reason why this hits the way it does, is because women need an out. They know they can't escape their digital footprint and their sexual past. They don't even want you to talk about it. They don't want, like most guys, we have an innate sexual revulsion to women who are easy. And not because, you have to kind of get past this. It's 2023, right? You're not going to get a virgin bride, most likely. And if you do, you're probably wrong about it. But it's 2023. So the thing is the reason why this narrative plays right now is because women need an out. They need absolution. They need a way to get away from they want a fail safe for their bad reproductive decisions. That sometimes looks like abortion. That sometimes looks like hormonal birth control. And it sure the fuck looks like body count forgiveness. You know how they have like body fat acceptance, or they have like body positivity? I will guarantee, maybe we'll hit the Overton window on this at some point, but like I would argue that we'll hit at some point, we'll say it'll be like body count positivity, body count acceptance. This is it. And it won't be women doing it. It'll be dudes like this gaslighting themselves. That's what it'll end up being. So when Adam 22 has a problem, and I like the guy well enough, but when he has a problem with, his wife doing browsers or whatever the fuck she was doing, there's a reason for that. Innately, instinctually, he has a problem with that, but he's still struggling with his conditioning. It hasn't been complete. He hasn't been able to make that normative for himself. And he feels weird because guys like this tell him he shouldn't feel bad about that. They tell him it doesn't matter who she's fucking. It doesn't matter what her body count was. And you could say, well, that's retroactive or proactive. Like if she's fucking, it should matter what her body count is if she's cheating on you, is if your arrangement is that in the first place. You should care about it if she's still like, I would love to ask this guy, okay, so if by that logic, by your logic here, if a woman still has OnlyFans or she's on Instagram and she's advertising herself sexually as like being available on Instagram, should that matter? Am I insecure in my masculinity for having a problem with her advertising her ass on OnlyFans and Instagram? I would, you know what his answer would be? Yes, she gets to do whatever she wants because you're the man and she wants to follow you and she will give all that up for you. But no, she won't. Not if her revenue depends on it. Not if she's making more money than you are. So she could buy that house. And you want to know why women want $300,000, $500,000 a year from a guy? Because they're, probably pushing more than that themselves, or they think their girlfriends are. Of course they do. I'm worth $300,000 a year. Maybe now you are, but when you hit 36, will you? I don't know. But this is Gaslighting 101. Now, I want to point something else out because I got this really great quote. I hope I'm going to pick the right one. Is this it? This is from an evolutionary perspective. Having children is the most important. A Chad with 1,000 bodies that never results in children has the same genetic influence as a virgin. Okay, we'll come back to that, but that sort of plays into this as well. Which one was it? Oh, it was this one. Which overlay did I have in there? Is this? No, that's not it. Hold on. Was a screenshot? I had a. Well, I'll just paraphrase it for you. I don't know if I have the actual quote to put on the overlay here. Okay, so paraphrasing this. So let me ask this, and I'm getting towards the end of the show, but let me ask this. Okay, so by this logic, let me pull this out of here. By this logic, if body count shouldn't matter and you are more secure in your masculinity because you're Jack Murphy and you found strength in allowing your girlfriend or your wife to get on Tinder and go fuck some strange, and you feel like you're more of a man for doing that. Let's just say you're right. I don't think you are, but let's just say you are. Now then, if sexuality is intrinsic to someone's identity, right? We always say, well, I'm a Pontiac Trans Am. I am homosexual. I am heterosexual. I am cis this. I am whatever it is, right? If your sexuality is intrinsic to your identity, then why wouldn't body count, which is part of your sexuality, also be intrinsic to your personality? Why would that be? We can separate the fact that your sexuality is part of your personality, but we're going to try to separate the fact that you have 300 body ladies anyways, well, maybe guys too. Your body count is part of your sexuality, which is intrinsic to your personality. Except for when women don't want you to ask about it. Except when it's something that is whether you're secure or not, when it's a criteria for security in your masculinity, then it goes out the fucking window. Then we don't want to talk about it anymore. No, your body count is part of your sexuality. And if you're going to say that your sexuality is part of your personality or intrinsic to your ego and whatever, because if you're going to say you're this particular gender or you're this particular whatever diagnosis you want to give yourself, if that's part of who you are, then you're goddamn right that your body count, you're goddamn right that your body count matters. Even men too. At least in this context, I would say the same thing. If you say, if people hit me up all the time, I know there's this fat kid in Brazil. And say, oh, don't listen to Rollo. He's only got a body count of 41. He's been married. He hasn't seen a new in 27 years, 28 years. Okay, well, if you think that that's intrinsic to my sexuality, and your body count is 300 or 500 or what is it now, 1,600? Who even knows, right? Don't try to say that it doesn't mean anything to me. I am who I am, my personality. No. If your sexuality is part of your personality, your body count matters. Period. End of story. And by the way, for better or worse, It could be, I'm not saying like a lower body count is better than a higher body count. In some cases, in the pickup artist community and guys who want to give me shit for not having receipts and all that stuff, apparently I'm deficient in notch count because their personality is invested in their strength and their security and their masculinity is based on their notch count. Mic drop. Thank you.